Hello everyone. Today we will start in the continuation of chapter ratio and proportion with the proportion part. Ratio I already explained in my previous video. So by proportion we mean when we have given two ratio, they are said to be in proportion when they are equivalent to each other. For example, we have two ratio 2 by 3 and 12 by 18. So now we have to find it out either they are in proportion or not. So for this what we will do, we will change 12 by 18 in simplest form. So as we can see over here, the common factor between 12 and 18 is 6. So we will divide numerator and denominator by 6. 12 divided by 6 will give us 2 and 18 divided by 6 will give us 3. So it means these two ratios are in proportion. 2 by 3 proportion to 12 by 18. So this is the sign to denote the proportion. Here we just took a quick review about the proportion. For the details, you can see my previous video for the proportion. For that link I attach in my description. There I explain in detail what we mean by proportion. Now, the next is if two ratios are in proportion means 2 by 3 is in proportion with 12 by 18. So here what we have, this will be our first term. It will be our second term, this will be third term and this is fourth term. When they are in proportion, so what we have, they are in proportion. Sorry, I forgot to put this mark. So from here what we can tell, 2 times 18 will be equal to 12 times 3. So here we can see 18 times 2 is 36 and 12 times 3 is 36. When this is equal, then only we can say the given ratio are in proportion. This is one of the way to find out either the given ratio in proportion or not. And in another, in vice versa form, if we have given the given ratio are in proportion, then we can say product of first and fourth term that we call as extremes will be equivalent to product of second and third that we call as mean. If the given ratio are in proportion, then the product of extreme will be equal to product of mean. And to check either the given ratio are in proportion or not, we will check their products. If they come equal, then they are in proportion, otherwise not. So we will take some example based on that. So let's take first example. We have to check either they are in proportion or not. So to find it, this what we will do, we will find the product of extremes, that is first and fourth term. So product of extremes will be 33 times 88, that is first and fourth term. So when we multiply these two, we will get 2904 and we will find the product of mean. Product of means means second and third term, that is 44 and 66. 44 times 66, that is equivalent to 2904. So let it be the equation 1, let it be the 2. So from 1 and 2 we can say product of mean is equal to product of extreme, that is they are in proportion. Second part we have four number 36, 49, 6 and 7. So we have to check either they are in proportion or not. So for the steps will be same. We will find product of extremes, that is first and fourth term. Product of extreme equals to 36 times 7. So 36 times 7 will be 252. Now product of mean, that is 49 times 6. The product of second and third will come 294. So here we can see, let it be the equation 1, let it be the 2. From 1 and 2, product of extreme is not equal to product of mean that we can say 1 is not equal to 2. That means they are not in proportion. So this is a way to find out either the given ratio or the given number are in proportion or not. Next question we have given 2 ratio 8 ratio x is in proportion with 16 ratio 35 and we have to find the value of x. As they are in proportion, so it means 8 by x will be equal to 16 by 35 as they have given in the proportion. Now we can cross multiply and can find the value of x. So it means 35 times 8 will be equal to 16 times x. Now we can transpose 16 in the denominator of the left hand side. We will get x will be equal to 35 times 8 divided by 16. It will be 2. Now x is equal to 17.5. So when the two ratio are given in proportion, we can put equal to each other. Now let's take one more example, same type. We have given x ratio 5 is in equivalent to 48 ratio 60. So what we can do, we can equate each other. X by 5 will be equal to 48 by 60. Now we will cross multiply and find the value of x. 60 times x will be equal to 48 times 5. Now x will be equal to 48 times 5 divided by 60. Here we can divide 48 and 60 by 6. 6 times 8 or 48 divided by 6 will give us 8 and 60 divided by 6 will give us 10. Now here 5, 2 and 8 by 2 will give us 4. So it means x will be 4. The value of x is 4. In proportion, next we have continued proportion. So in proportion we have 4 terms. A ratio B is in proportion with C ratio D. So this is the way how we denote a simple proportion. But in continued proportion, what we have, the second and third form term will be same. So it means we will have A ratio B will be in proportion to B ratio C. So in this we have only 3 terms where second and third term are same. So based on continued proportion, we have a question. We have given 3 terms 36, 54 and x in continued proportion. We have to find the value of x. As they are in continued proportion, so what we will have 36 ratio 54. So in this second and third form are same. So we will put in proportion with 54 ratio x. So how can we write it? 36 by 54 equals to 54 by x. As they in proportion, so it means the product of extremes will be equal to product of mean. So we can write it like 36 times x is equal to 54 times 54. Now we can find the value of x from this. X will be 54 times 54 divided by 36. Now we can divide 54 and 36 by 6. 54 divided by 6 will be 9 and 36 divided by 6 will be 6. Now 6 it will be 9 and 9 times 9 will be 81. That means the value of x is 81. So continued proportion, the only difference from the basic proportion is that here we have second and third proportion same and all the rules will be remain same with the continued proportion. Next we have the ratio of income to the expenditure of a family is given 7:6. We have to find the savings if expenditure is 1400. So first of all we will see what they have given in the question. They have given income, that is rupees 1400. This is given in the question and they have given ratio of income to the expenditure, that means income ratio expenditure is equal to 7:6. Now income to the expenditure. They have given 7 by 6 and let the expenditure be X, that we don't know. So we can equate these two things, that is 1400 by X, as they have given in the ratio income to expenditure is 7 by 6 and they have given income to rupees 1400 and the expenditure we let it X. Now we can find the value of X from here. We can cross multiply. 7 times X is equal to 1400 times 6. X will be 1400 times 6 divided by 7. It will be 200. It will give us 1200. That means expenditure is equal to rupees 1200. Now in the question what we have to find out? We have to find out the savings. So savings will be income minus expenditure. So income they have given 1400 and expenditure we find out 1200. So it means the savings for a family will be rupees 200. So this is the way how we equate two ratio to find some unknown value. So in today's lesson I cover proportion with some example and I explain continued proportion also and took one word problem also. And friends, if you are not getting anything, if you have any specific question, you can reach out to me by writing down on my comment section. And friends, please don't forget to like and share my videos, and if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.